afternoon. Thank you for joining. We had some technical difficulties, so I couldn't get on exactly at 1, but I am here and ready to share some information. My name is Daniella Noel. We are live from and with Radio Télé Puissance. Wes, thank you for your support. Thank you for everything you do for the show. We appreciate you. So today is Monday, and yes, so we go live on Mondays, sometimes not every Mondays, but you can look for me on Mondays at this time at 1 o'clock. So for those who do not know me, my name is Daniella Noel. I am a financial broker. I reside in Florida, but I can serve my clients in all 50 states, including Puerto Rico and Canada. Okay, so we come on this show every Monday to inform, share information that the 99% may not be privy of, right? Because we know financial literacy is not taught in school. So that's the goal of this. So I do not want you guys to take the information. So house rules, right? So don't take the information I share as golden. Take the information, go do your research, do your due diligence. So what I share with you does not constitute as financial advice. So I'm just sharing information, sharing knowledge with you, but I do want you to, what's applicable, what you can apply. If you need to research, if you need to reach out to me, do that so that I can give you more information, right? Because no plan, everybody's situation is different. So where you at now may not be where your neighbor's at. So you need to look at your whole plan, see what works for you, what doesn't work for you, because everybody is at a different point, different stage in life. So yes, I'm wearing pink. In October, we wear pink. October is Breast Cancer Awareness Month. So I need you guys, those of you who have not gone out for your mammogram, I need you to go get your mammogram done, both male and female, because men is also affected. Men do get breast cancer. So guys, yes, go get your breast checked, right? Go get them checked, because men do get that diagnosed with breast cancer and have died. So quick stats, this year alone so far, I think within the first 6 months of the year, over 317,000 people have been diagnosed with breast cancer, right? 4,000 of men have died from breast cancer, and 42,000 women, 42,000 ladies, women have died from breast cancer. So it is important, and it doesn't matter how old you are, right? We have 18-year-olds that are diagnosed with breast cancer, 30, 50, 60. So it's not an old age diagnosis anymore, especially if you have that trait in your family, right? Like for myself, so this is near and dear to me, because I do have an aunt who passed from breast cancer. So again, I had it scared. For a period of 2 years, I did have a mass, and I had to go get checked every 6 months. That was agony. Having to think every 6 months, go get checked, and you don't know what you're going to get. But praise be to God. 2.5 years in, it cleared. Give him honor, give him praise for that. So I only get my annual checkup. So October 1st, I was blessed to have a 3D mammogram truck where I was at a networking event. I got mine done, and the results came back. Everything is good. So I am good for another year, right? So please go get checked, because early detection will make a difference in saving your life. So early detection save life. Okay, so we got out of the way. Please go get checked. Breast Cancer Awareness Month. A lot of people are diagnosed with it, right? Last year, over 2 million people were diagnosed with cancer. Okay. And since this is financial hour, so I'm going to give you another stat, right? That was not really my talking points, but another stat, it shows that 70% of those diagnosed with cancer, right, will go into bankruptcy, will go into what is called financial toxicity. and that is the stress related to the illness. Again, another stat, most people died from the stress related, right, impact, a lot of times financial, more than the illness itself. You can get cured from the illness, but the stress will kill you faster. So again, need to have a plan. So we're gonna go into that, get checked, right? So that you know where you at, know your numbers, right? And stay safe out there. So again, I am a financial broker. So this show is really to share information with you that should have been taught in school, right? I have an accounting degree. I have a business degree. I spent 29 years in healthcare in the finance department. And the things that I'm learning now, was not taught in school. Again, I have an accounting degree. I have a business degree. Spent 29 years in healthcare finance. Didn't learn any of that. But I will say, healthcare finance, that's what propelled me to become a financial broker today, so that I can share what the 1%ers are doing that we don't know about, right? So again, last 23 years of my career was spent in a nursing home space, skilled nursing or long-term care. I have patients who would come in, they have their private insurance, right? And I would just file their claims and they would pay for their room and board. And guess what? Those clients, they had options, right? So they can have the private room, they can have the window view, they can have the lake view because they were paying out of pocket. But it was their insurance companies that was paying for them. So once I realized that there are insurance plans that you can leverage while you're still living, specifically in the long-term care arena, I said, I need to get licensed and share, because even though I was in the sector for so long, I didn't understand it until I sat down with someone who showed me how you can leverage life insurance while you're still living. So if you look at my show 2 weeks ago, I talked all about living benefits. So you need to go find that show and watch it. It will change your life. Okay. So for today's show, I want to go over the foundations of building wealth, right? Everything has a foundation. You cannot build a house without a foundation. So if you are someone who wants to live a debt-free life, who wants to live a stress-free life financially, so you need to listen. If you don't care, if you don't want to live free, if you don't want to be in a space where when you go to the store, you're not praying that the cards, when you swipe that it goes through, then you need to pay attention. I'm talking to you. That one person, I'm talking to you. So we're going to go over the foundations for building wealth. Again, everything has a foundation. So building wealth, let me put this out there, does not have a color, does not have a gender. It's a matter of information. And I've come to realize that what separates the right from the left, the informed and uninformed, is information. That's the gap. That's the bridge. So again, information brings transformation. Okay. So foundation for building wealth. The first thing is you need to know how to protect yourself. Yes. Everything we deal with, we go to the store, we buying, is protected, right? Even the TV that you're buying, you say, oh, you want to buy protection in case something happens, right? If you're putting an 80-inch TV, you don't know if you have the right beams, or if you don't know the wall can hold that, you're going to buy that insurance, right? Car, you cannot walk off the lot, whether you pay cash for it or not. You cannot walk off the lot without car insurance. Your cell phone, isn't it insured? Because you do want to transfer that risk. If it falls down, the screen is cracked, you don't want to pay out of pocket for it. So what do you have to protect your income? You are working, whether you're making $10,000 a year, $20,000 a year, $30,000 a year, what do you have as an income protection if you get sick? What do you have as an income protection? If you have kids, you have family, and you're no longer here, how do you protect your legacy? How do you create legacy? Is by getting insurance. I know that you guys don't like that word, and I understand you. I get you because you don't understand it. And of course, we tend not to like what we don't understand. And again, I know a lot of people in our community have gotten burned. I totally get it, right? So you meet someone, they say, hey, get life insurance, just to find out it doesn't pay when you die, or there's a waiting period or limit period. There's all that. But I want to break down quickly, right? The type of insurances that you should have that can secure your income, your health, and secure wealth building, because you do not want to come here and leave and there's no memory of you. The easiest way to be unforgettable is by building legacy, by building wealth. And listen, guys, wealth building does not have a color, does not have a gender, does not have an ethnicity, right? Is understanding what you have. And you too, regardless you're making 50,000 or 50 million, you can protect your legacy. You can be unforgettable. It's the easiest way. Life insurance is the easiest way to build wealth in America. Easiest way to pass on generational wealth so that you are not forgotten. Very quickly, you have 4 types of insurance. You have something from work, group insurance. Everybody say, I have insurance at work. Listen, if you're getting 10,000, 20,000, 50,000, there's no legacy. That's not even enough to bury you. The average funeral is about $30,000. So if you're getting $50,000 from your job, how is that gonna cover you, protect your income? Because when you're no longer here, your family still needs your income to survive, right? Husband and wife working, and sometimes it's hard. So imagine that you're no longer here. So we need enough insurance to protect your income at least 10 years. At least. If you're sitting down with someone and they're giving you a $30,000 insurance, $30,000, $50,000 death benefit, tell them no. You need to cover your income, protect your group insurance. Pays if you die on the job, and it's very minimum. You have term insurance, right? It is good to have something because you never know. Term insurance is limited 10, 15, 20, 25, 30 years. Hey, if you dead set on getting a 30-year insurance, that means you tell me you have the crystal ball, you're gonna die in 30 years. Now, is it bad? No, it's knowing what you have, how it's serving you, right? So when I sit down with someone, not everybody can buy permanent or whole life. Sometimes they can only get the term, but do me a favor, benefits. Why would you want to sell somebody something that if they get sick, that they cannot use it? They all will give you. So term insurance, and you say they have living benefits. No, terminal is not living benefits. Living benefits is critical, chronic, and terminal illness. Being with the right company, with the right plan, can change your life and your family's life. So term, it's not bad. I sell term because some families you're going to sit with, all they can afford is the $20, is the $30. I'm not going to leave them unprotected. No family left behind. That's our motto, right? No family left behind. I am going to give you the term, but you can convert it within 5 years, right? You have whole life. It's good up to 100 years. May build cash, may not build cash. Then we have a permanent plan that is known as the Index Universal Life, right? It's a permanent, it's good up to 121 years. Like every plan, family, or every individual. Okay, so those are the insurance, the types of insurances, how you can use them, right? Whole life does not have living benefits. I do sell. So you need to get protection dealership without protecting that car, right? You cannot sign your mortgage. You cannot close your mortgage without insurance. That insurance is not for you, it's to protect the bank. Again, you can buy an additional insurance that protects your home if you get sick, right? Again, you can use it because they don't care you're sick, they still want that mortgage payment. So the insurance you buy at the closing table is for the bank, not for you. You can get additional coverage, a separate plan that if you get sick, you pass, your family doesn't have to lose the house, right? So that's the first foundation, insurance. The second one is emergency fund. You need to have an emergency fund. It is shown that the average American doesn't have $300 for an emergency. And the average emergency is between $300 to $500. So build you an emergency fund, $500, right? $1,000 based on your income and your needs. Start somewhere. Start with something, right? So after you build your emergency fund, debt, pulling us down, debt. It's debt, getting rid of debt. We're talking about the bad debts. That car loan that you have for 10, 15, 18%. That credit card that you have that's charging you 29, 30%, 34%. Get that. That personal loan that's charging you 120%, right? That cash advance that you have, get rid of that. Get rid of your debt. That's what's holding us back. And when you get out of debt, don't go back in it. Talk you into getting, don't do it. You do plastic surgery, you have to cut off that credit card because it's because you have it that you are using it, right? So get out of debt. Reduce your debt as low as possible. Again, foundations to building wealth. Insurance to protect wealth. If you get sick, you don't have a plan that's going to guaranteed income. By having a plan with living benefits, the right living benefits, critical, chronic, terminal ill care, you can pay your bills with that. The insurance company will send you a check. Yes, some people say I have Aflac. How much are you getting for my Aflac? I have someone who said $10,000, like $4,000. So get you $20,000, $30,000 cash if you should get sick. Hi, Diane. Thank you, guys. Whoever's watching, get you a policy that can secure your income if you get. Don't wait. It's a lot of time. If you get certain again, get that. Build an emergency fund. Reduce your debt. Eliminate your debt, your bad debts, right? We're not talking about your house. Yeah, if you can pay off your house and leverage the equity to buy more house, right? So we want income producing assets. Those are good debts. So something that's giving you residual income, that's good, right? So we're not saying debt is if you're carrying bad debt that you cannot pay, you're paying barely the minimum. Guess what? That's the sin. That you don't need. To based on your needs, not necessarily wants, right? Especially if you are not in a place where you have cash flow. So, protection, emergency funds, get out of debt, savings, right? So you may say, okay, I'm saving, but you need to save with a number in mind, with a goal in mind. So ideally, you want to have 12 months of living expenses, but we can start at 6 months. We can start at 3 months, right? So build something so that if you are a 9-to-5er, right? If you have a job, you don't have job security. So it may take you 3 months. It may take you 6 months to get another job or to build a business, right? So I have side notes. So there are some people who want to transition from 9 to 5 to a business. I encourage anybody who wants to do that to have at least 6 months minimum. Don't jump unless you have at least 6 months while you're building, because we know most businesses don't go into profit for 2 to 3 years. So depends on what you're doing, but at least have 6 months of saving so that if you want to leave the job, the business is not cash flowing right away, you have money to pay your expenses. Build a savings. Ultimately, 12 months. Your goals, do this, whether it's in crypto, stocks, whatever that you are invested in, and they are drowning in debt. Somebody yesterday, so I do hold a small financial literacy class at my church, the Kingdom Church. Yeah. Somebody asked me what is drowning in debt. If you're barely making the minimums on your credit cards, on your bills, that is drowning in debt, because you cannot see the, if you don't have a card off, if you are in a rat race, never ending cycle, yes, you are drowning, right? If you have too much, it shows that the average American is spending $101.10 when they're making $1. So, and I think that's old. So I think we're spending an average $1.30 when we make $1. So we are spending more than we are making. Again, a budget, right? So we need to have a budget. So every dollar that you have needs to have a job. So after you build your savings, then you can invest. Because why would you invest in something that you don't have any guarantee of any return while you're paying another company 10, 15, 20, 29, 30% interest, right? Some credit cards are up there. Why would you be investing in somebody else's company, making them rich, while you have debt that you cannot catch up with? So catch up with your debt. Don't have it because 100 in the stock market. Don't do it, because the return is not guaranteed, right? Pay off your debt first. Have your savings, 6 months saving minimum, right? Then you can invest. You can invest in your REITs. No, REITs are a great way to own real estate without, going to the closing table, without putting all that money down. They entry. All that for you guys. I want to close this. We'll build on each topic as we go. So I wanted to give you this a reintroduction, right? Because I've been doing this for over a year, but I wanted to set the foundation, and then we'll break them down as we go. We'll break down the life insurance, the income